Many voices, one leadership. So the first thing that came to mind when I heard that was unity.
The theme, Many Voices, One Leadership, means to me that DeKalb County is very diverse. A leadership DeKalb allows these people to all come together and to work towards a common goal, and that is to better the county.
To be a true leader, you have to accept both mentally and spiritually that you don't have all the answers, that the many voices that you're going to speak to and hear from are going to bring up ideas that you haven't thought of yet.
It was sort of a restating and an amplification of what I think of as Leadership DeKalb's mantra of learn, connect, advance.
I think Leadership DeKalb is one of the few vehicles that brings people together with less posturing than might otherwise take place, where you can really come together and maybe show some vulnerability which is necessary to think forward.
When I think of DeKalb County, I think of it as being at a global crossroads of diversity. And the challenge for DeKalb County is to take all of those disparate impacts and disparate interests and mesh them together so we're all pulling in the same direction for the betterment of everyone who lives here. And an organization like Leadership DeKalb can bring in people from all these different walks of life that have so many talents and prepare that pipeline for leadership.
Well, the program day that had the most impact on me was the education day. I got all the information that I needed and more. It actually went beyond my expectation because it verified what I thought I knew, and then I got more information so that I could go back to work and in my community and try to provide those resources.
All of the program days were impactful, but the educational day, primarily because my mother was an educator, so I have more of a connection to education.
Economic development was a really good day. That was when we went to Stonecrest and we were able to kind of see where the new development was going to come as far as the sports complex and things like that.
Justice Day was most impactful. It was the diversity of what different people in DeKalb are doing for our community blew me away. From the 911 call center to the accountability courts to everything in between. The many different ways we can impact people at all phases of a challenge was really powerful to me.
To have integrity and ethics there, front and center, as the very first learning experience, said it all for me. Integrity and ethics is the bedrock, the really foundation of leadership.
I'm changed because of it, which is, I know you're supposed to say that when you go through diversity and inclusion, but I've been to a lot of diversity and inclusion that hasn't changed me at all. And this one really did. It taught me that there are things that I have been experiencing that I didn't know I was experiencing, and there are things that I actually can do.
It's important to have an organization like Leadership DeKalb in a community because somebody, some entity needs to be the mechanism, the driving force that identifies and cultivates emerging and current leaders.
I believe Leadership DeKalb is probably the only one that I know so far that's objective enough to bring the kind of information that we need to know about our communities in order for us as leaders to make an impact.
What Leadership DeKalb did was give me exposure to so many different aspects of DeKalb. Programs like Leadership DeKalb giving you that exposure to stakeholders in the community makes a huge impact on anybody who's going to be in leadership.